King is co-founder and CEO of Healing Hotels of the World, the only global hospitality brand dedicated to healing practices and transformative travel experiences. She's also co-founder of the Healing Summit, held each year in Berlin. Welcome to Pure Health Hub, dear Anne. I feel honored to have you with us.
Thank you. Wonderful. What an honor.
Now, Anne and I, just as a bit of background, Anne and I met about 8 years ago when I was running a global luxury travel trade show here in Sydney. And we've maintained a strong connection since, except maybe it was a little bit one-sided with my stalking. But I think she's sort of been a mentor to me in the healing space. So it's always something that I've had a deep interest in. So it's been a while since we've caught up. And as soon as I conceived Pure Health Hub, I thought of you, and I thought that I wanted to get your wisdom and share it with our audience. So let's get started.
Now, that's a heavy warm up, Lindy. That's a heavy warm up. I hope I can deliver.
Hey, it's all true. In fact, I had to cut it out. So I was cut it down. Otherwise, we'd have been here all night. Quite a lot of achievements there. So I'm looking forward to sharing those. So Pure Health Hub's adage is own our own health journey. How important is this? And how do we balance the GPs and the holistic practitioners on this journey to holistic health?
You know, what I have been focused on most of my life, but especially since COVID-19 hit the world, I think we have to be very, very cautious. We have to watch our thoughts. This is key. You know, we always talk about the body and the things and our hair and the skin and all of that. But we need to look at our thoughts, because when we fall prey to our negativity, which we all have, our negative thoughts, and they come from way back. Everybody has that. No judgment here. We all have it. So we have to be very mindful. What do we think? Because our thoughts create our emotions, and our emotions create our actions. So in the beginning, what I learned was I want to listen to science. I want to listen to science, and there's nothing we cannot disagree with, because we don't know more. So we look at Einstein. What he found, we believe. Why do we believe it? Because we don't know beyond that. The rest is just maybe a surrender to something which is greater than even science.
Right.
So in our mindset where we are right now, we have to really, I would say, always, do not cut out any allopathic medicine. Do not cut out anything. You GP, you need general practitioners, right?
Mm.
But then
Yes.
listen to your body. Listen, and don't go crazy,
Yeah. And I think obviously when we get to GPs, it's more about we love the science. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. Science is vital. But sometimes they don't get enough time, and we're going there for a solution, the silver bullet, where I think it's important for us, right, to start thinking about our health before it gets to that point. So you and your beautiful partner, Elizabeth, have been on a deep healing journey for a long time, way before it sort of became a mainstream thing. So how long has it been, and what inspired you on this pathway?
Lindsay, thank you for this question. I want to go back one more thing to our, your question before, because I think that, everybody is talking about prevention, right? How do we prevent ourselves from getting sick? And I think there's another word which we have to be responsible. In order to create a self-loving, self-care environment, we have to understand that it's us. We have to be responsible. We have to take care of ourselves. It's us, it's me, and making sure that I'm okay. I cannot reach out to, I can, but firstly, I have to be responsible for who I am. So forgive me, but I wanted to add that.
No, I appreciate that. So, totally agree.
Yes, I think I'm on that healing path all my life, as I shared with you earlier. I'm shocked that you said it's 8 years ago. Oh my God. Yes, of course. Right. Why not? No, it's really it's something I have always known without knowing it. In a way, I was always aware that there's something more than I could see, because I grew up in the 50s in Germany, and that was not Disneyland. It was very, very challenging for everyone. And as a child, I felt there's something. It's so chaotic energetically. There's so much going on, and I thought there must be some place somewhere where there's peace in myself. So early on, without knowing, I wanted to become a journalist, and then I wanted, I did all this stuff, and I went on doing therapy for many years, and then I found my spiritual path in a way that I understand meditation can help me, and in a way understanding or getting more knowledge on what is beyond that, what I can see. Hopefully there is something. And then, with all my different career paths, I want to bore you because I'm very ancient now. So, I mean, I have done all of these, my own businesses forever, being a journalist, PR agency, everything. But really, always always global, always with travel, always with hospitality, and always with healing. That was the thing. And that led us actually. And then when I met Elizabeth, who is actually, she's an art historian and a painter, but she also had a long history of studying the ancient healing techniques. She's also a coach, a trainer, a meditation teacher. So we together decided just tourism is, excuse me, boring. So we wanted to inject that.
Yeah.
Into it.
Absolutely. And I think, well, a lot of us have been on this journey for a long time, but, you must have seen some real benefits there. Like, we're coming back to meditation. When did you start meditating? I mean, I know it's been around. I grew up in a bit of a kind of a hippie place called Mullumbimby here in Australia. So it wasn't foreign. It wasn't a foreign thing for me, but no, I didn't practice until fairly recently. How long have you been, practicing meditation and mindfulness, consciously?
I think 30 years now.
Yeah.
Yes, 30 years, I think. And that's, and I've never left that path, because I don't, honestly, I don't know how one can really exist without that. Yeah. It would be very dangerous. Yeah, it's so boring. It's so boring, because I mean, if you take everything you see as reality, how boring is that? It's if you don't understand the beauty of a tree inside, how can you be excited about a tree or the ocean?
That's true. That's very.
And I should add, since this is an interview in a way, I also I'm a businesswoman, and I know numbers. I've studied business. I have a degree in business and marketing and so on. So I have these both sides, but I honestly believe that where the world is right now, it's shifting. We all know that. It's shifting. But you asked me anything about benefits. Are you still interested in the benefits of meditation?
Of course.
So I think, without being anchored in who you are, and that's what the big self-empowerment, blah, blah, the whole thing, self-empowerment, mindfulness, yes. But what does that mean? I mean, as long as I feel in my heart connection with something that is more than I can see, even feel, normally gives me a beautiful place of, I feel love, I feel compassion for myself, for others. I understand, or I get an idea what things could be. I don't fall prey to my fears so easily. I still do, but not so easily.
That's a huge one, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'm healthy. I mean, I'm super healthy, and I think that adds to
mind, right?
You don't age so quickly.
Yeah. So we should all be doing it. Exactly. All right. Okay, so I could sit here and chat to you. You know, we talk for hours, but I'll stick to the script. So you've created wildly successful businesses that are designed with one thing in mind: human healing. What have you learned about women's health over that time? Particularly, what are the things that have stood out for you from your customers? You know, the guests that stay in the hotels or part of the summit. What really stands out for you that you've learned about women's health?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful question. I mean, in our healing hotels, in our partner hotels, obviously, I think there's still more women than men. Also, men are coming more and more. I mean, this is another book to write, yeah, to be written. Women's health, and why? Because women, especially mothers, don't really still don't know how to take care of themselves. That's the thing. We do not. Yeah, we always give. You know, we're the nurturer of the world. Blah blah.
Yeah,
and we are. I mean, you know, that's. But at the same time, I think what I learned about me as a woman, as a mother, and my own health is that we are more sensitive than we think we are. We take stuff more deep into, as men do, right?
yeah,
We take it more deep.
yeah.
We don't necessarily take so much care of our own mental, emotional, spiritual, bodily health as we should, because we make people. I mean, a woman makes people. We are human. We bring humans to life.
Yeah.
That's a big job.
It's a
All
huge
our
job.
life.
We're always in the trenches while they're young and growing up, and we're running businesses and we're working and we're raising them, and we're, you know, so we're always in the trenches, aren't we? So we're really not taking the time.
We don't take the time, and what I think is a huge thing, and that is also, especially here, I wouldn't say the West East, that has also changed a bit, but we I don't think we love ourselves as much as we should. We don't really respect us. Otherwise we wouldn't have this stuff. We still, I think 40 years after I start my road as a wild feminist, I still have a t-shirt, wild feminist. I look around and think, no, we discussed this 45 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
what? Okay, anyway, but that's a different
I
story. But I
know
think
that's, you know,
loving yourself. I mean, and what very practically, you know, we don't have to be more beautiful as we are. This is enough. It's and if you get older, like, which is a blessing, like me, you know, at one moment you look into the mirror and you think, oh, shoot, you know, that's 30 years ago in my case, or 25, I don't remember. Things are changing. Okay, that's a shock, and then embrace it. And then you get, you know, 10 years later, you get a little more relaxed. And then 10 more years later, you get relaxed and you look into the mirror and you say, not bad, not bad, it's good.
but it's
Why?
amazing how we do this much later, right?
Well, yeah, much later. And that's, you know, because not really always thinking we need to be taller, thinner, more beautiful. This is the killer. This is, I think, our greatest health issue. It's our own inner critic. And that makes us unhealthy.
Yeah.
I believe it is.
Well, it's a very inward
And
way
take it,
too, isn't it?
yeah,
A very
yes,
insular
and
way.
really, yeah, in embracing ourselves as we are. We're not perfect. Nobody is perfect, you know, and that would be, I think, the greatest healer, you know, self-respect, and really whoever we are, wherever we are, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Self-respect, bottom line, isn't it, really? You know, that we should be nurturing this from a very young age. And it's interesting you bring that up, because I'd like to talk more about that in the hub, actually. So as a wise healing leader, you co-founded Healing Hotels of the World. What is it that your properties offer that is not offered, or actually that your properties offers particularly for women?
Yes, and also I want to talk a bit about the differentiation between wellness and healing,
Yeah.
because because, like, you know, wellness and spa is the buzzword. You know, we discussed this 8 years ago, right?
Yes.
So when I did my presentation, it's really, you know, in a way, it's beautiful. Wellness is fantastic. It's important, but it has no criteria, no quality checks. So people can do whatever they want with your body, with your mind and soul, and it from my understanding, it's okay, but it doesn't reach the core of things. wellness is focused outside and healing is focused inside.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And that's why we took so much time to create the criteria for building up this brand. So each hotel has to have standards, which are controlled. So what is offered in these hotels, which is different? I mean, you look at your beautiful Gaia, which is still part of Healing Hotels of the World in Byron Bay, outside of Byron Bay, beautiful. So it's really, people go there for a reason, and that reason is healing. It's not a little bit of, let my, Aussie
champagne in the
pink
spa.
champagne and spa. And
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with this, but it doesn't help you. No. It gives you a quick fix. It's like a Band-Aid. Yeah. And it's okay. But we need, this is, I think honestly, this, where the world is right now, we cannot live with Band-Aids anymore. No, that's a bit of a dangerous idea. We have to, unfortunately, do the work. So what happens in these, especially for women, is beautiful retreats for friends, women friends, for women groups. It's a lot of meditation, healthy food, how to understand, and more really this new buzzword, self-love. And it's really, in part of it, looking into where you're coming from, what have you learned in your life? What's your critical inner voice? What keeps, nagging in your head again and again and again? Looking in these situations and then learning. There's a lot of learning, sweet learning, and not in the old days. It was the boot camp, which I never liked. No, it's terrible. Awful. No, it's terrible. It's terrible because it's not healthy, and it's terrible for the soul. We are not an army, and and so it's really, learning what happens. What is offered in these different hotels is really, there's a checkup, often depending, because there are different grades. So a health checkup. You have a meeting with somebody who you can talk to about what's your emotional state, what do you consider, what are your energetic blocks, what you feel right now. And you have this consulting discussion with someone, very good. And then this person designs your stay, let's say for a week or for a weekend, and not go for a fast like crazy and then go back to your crazy life. Or run up the beach up and down, and then really tenderness. And that is the new thing, where women and mothers and daughters, a lot happening now.
Yeah, right. No, that's good. That's good to say.
Yeah,
because that can be very healing as well. I think the healing, and so obviously the hotels and the properties are a place where it's a safe place to start that healing journey, right? If you've got those consultations and things, so a beautiful place to start that journey. So as we were saying, really, I was just going to go into, there are a lot of wellness retreats popping up all over the world, but I think you've answered that. So we talked about the treatment and program offerings. So tell us a little bit about the Healing Summit then, and what led you to the Healing Summit. And who does it attract in terms of speakers and audience?
Mm-hmm. I mean, interesting. It's the same fire in me. I was so bored with the existing wellness summits. I thought this is really a little bit. I have to be careful here because I want to honor these people, but I wasn't satisfied with this. I thought we can do more, not better, but deeper inside. We can really help people. And the last one I attended, one of these major summits in India, I was sitting there. I was very sad. I was feeling very, very sad. I thought, why am I so sad? Because I feel empty. I felt empty in my soul after spending 3 days together with beautiful people. And maybe I was not the only one. I felt empty. I didn't feel nurtured. And then I thought, okay, like always in my life, again, here I do it myself. I create my own Healing Summit. And so we invited, we just jumped into the ice cold water, just the three of us, Claudia, Elizabeth, and myself. We do it. Yeah. And so I have a lot of contacts in the world, always had that over the last, 35 or 40 years. And so we designed a program you know, which was really about bringing in fantastic speakers. I think the first one was only one day, if I remember right. Yeah, but we already had super speakers from Clinton Global Initiative, somebody, Deepak Chopra's teachers, a beautiful shaman from Russia. So really already very detailed, and it was only for one day. So people came from the hospitality industry because they wanted to know what we are doing, from the spa industry. We invited business people because we wanted to wake people up. We didn't want this to be a spa or wellness conference. We wanted to kick butt people and say, wake up. And so, and then it was successful. And then we did 5 in a row in Berlin. And then we moved out to Portugal in 2019. And that was the Epidome. And interesting enough, the title I found in my mind was Creating a Quantum Leap. And that's what happened in Portugal. We were like 150 people, again, from very interesting crowd of some billionaires and wonderful people from all over the world, rich people, poor people, in the middle, everything, everybody who has had something to give. And it was amazing. And then we were supposed to, you know, of course, 2020 didn't happen. And now 21 is in question mark right now.
Yeah.
We don't know. If we don't do it this year, then...
Is that Portugal?
Yeah, was intended, yeah, Portugal again. And we may do a hybrid. We may do a small event and then do, but they haven't announced it officially. So, but I think it's not a good time to bring people from all over the world, because they come from China, India, Russia, America. Yeah, I don't think it to be wise not to do it. But we have quarterly Healing Summit conversations online. People can join virtually, and beautiful speakers. I mean, top-notch speakers from all over the world. So and retreats. Yeah,
right. And you're doing virtual retreats now too.
Yes, wow. We started that last year. Right when COVID hit. We started to, you know, we had one retreat each day, 8 hours, believe it or not, virtually on Zoom. And really? We had beautiful teachers, and it was a retreat, only 16 people, I think, from all over the world, between California and Japan. And we went together to India and learned from my Indian friend Rosie in the village how to cook Indian food together on Zoom. I had lunch together. It was amazing. Okay. So we had several of these retreats, and they will be going throughout the year. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Now, speaking of that, and obviously COVID, tourism and hospitality has taken an enormous hit, absolutely devastating. So what have you done? I mean, we mentioned it before a little bit, but what have you been able to do to pivot the business, and how are the members surviving?
Okay, so what we did, we decided to make good use of the time. One thing was we went virtual immediately, because I'm used to do virtual things. So we got our teachers together and said, let's just do it. Why not? A week later, we had the first thing. So, but since we, you know, that's when you're old, you have so much experience, or let's say when you're elder, you have done so many things. And so we really, I mean, we are all professionals. So we just had to come together and say, let's do it, really. And so we had special retreats for women in Mexico and so on. And then we looked at our hotel, at our own business, knowing that this is going to be tough. So we looked, but then we thought, okay, this is a good time to invest time into refining everything, you know, in refining our relationship with hoteliers, refining our programs. We hired a consultant from the States, a beautiful person who helped us, you know, to shape up our brand. You know, we created a new collection called Urban Healing Hotels. And now we're just going out today with a new, it's called Healing Certified, which is a new logo with hotels receive when they follow our it's a COVID plus healing package, you know. And so we used all the time to create things too. And our members, some of them had fantastic business, like in Malaysia, in the Philippines, the farm was completely full ever since, because people stayed.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Because there's no other place to go, so they stayed. The farm, beautiful. Best business year of the year. Other ones, like the moment our hotels the one in Switzerland, they never closed. They were
Well, that's
full.
great.
So yeah, I mean, all our hotels did fantastic, even during the time when they were closed. And the moment they opened, they were booked.
Ready to
And
go.
isn't that fantastic? Ready
Well,
to go.
it's fantastic.
And now
And it
that's the
seems
good
like
thing,
Australia's doing the same thing. It is all the wellness properties, and everybody's seeking an opportunity because obviously there is some money around while they're not traveling internationally. So it is great to hear. It's great to hear that that's happening, all over the world.
I think, yes, I think in tourism, Lindy, what I see, what's happening, we all talked about this, I mean, already a year ago. I think event business will not be the same anymore, big events. And that's maybe a good thing. Maybe, I don't know, the city hotels will have to change their mindset. That's why we created urban healing hotels, to make an urban and
Right.
hotel in the city a healing hub,
Great
and
concept.
I think that and I think that hopefully mass tourism will not be coming back as it was.
I don't think it will.
We have to change. I think that, everybody said that things will be more regional for sure.
Yeah.
And that's also good for the planet. And we have to relook at our greed. What do we really need?
Yeah. I think it has forced us to do that over the last 12 months as well. It's almost like talking us down, really, and going, we don't have to be everywhere and have everything. And I think, I've spoken to a lot of people and they feel the same way. Everybody was on that treadmill, and certainly I was. So it's been a kind of a healing time, even though a crappy time at the same time. All right, now with so much going on in your life, and I consider you a Zen master.
Thank you.
Why don't you just share with us your secrets for maintaining a healthy mind and body? We touched on a little bit, but obviously then it maintains a healthy life and relationships. But what are some of those key things? Obviously meditation. What are some other things that it helps you get rid of the monkey mind and the things that are going on around you and the white noise and all of that?
I think, I don't know if that's secret, but I think for me, I'm always, I'm trying to be more conscious of who I am, so watching my thoughts, that is key. Key, and self-inquiry. Why do lovingly, more tenderness? I'm German, right? Which is, this discipline and so I have had to break this open, really, and become more al-mahaloha, Hawaii.
Yes, I feel the same.
Really, that's it's
well,
hard.
I'm European too, right? So
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
but
so
I have to take
that's hard work.
Yeah.
That's, I sometimes say, mahalo. I have that too, in my heart, and break that up. And I work on my trust level, just keep trusting. Of course, increase my meditation time and chanting for sure. My yoga practice daily is sacred, and a lot of exercise, and nature as much as I can. I'm in nature. Our office right next to a park, so I'm all the weekend is all nature, and then healthy eating. As you know, I'm a nightmare as a visitor. I'm terrible because people, gluten-free, vegan,
whatever makes you feel good.
More pure. Yeah, but I have to. If I don't follow that, I'm not healthy. So I think it is a lot. It's not sometimes say, what is your diet regime? I think it's not a regime. Sounds terrible. It's like a loving, a new love affair with myself, saying, okay, now my stomach tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah, it's just about listening, isn't it? I mean, really, that's what it's about. It's about making a conscious decision to get it. Like, you have to make a conscious decision. We have to, reverse those thoughts in our mind that are not positive or are not working for us. And we have to make an effort to get outside. We have to make an effort to get, well, in my case, go to Pilates. We have to make an effort. It's not always easy, is it?
No, it's not easy.
Have to remind ourselves.
Yes. But my body tells me, if I don't do my practices like my yoga, I think my body is, hello, this doesn't feel good,
That's for sure.
And then I'm not the one I like to be, and not for others, but for me. I don't feel my energy then. And also really be loving. I mean, I think that's, if there's secret, love
Yeah.
yourself. But
Yeah.
on a deep level, not because you look good, because
Yeah.
that may change. You will find out.
Well, it will change. Most
You will
definitely.
always look good, but it's different. But it's really, as you know, this is the deepest,
Yeah.
secret. I think it's
And it's
really
not always, it's not an easy thing to get to. For
no,
many.
because you have to face all the stuff in you.
Exactly.
That's a journey.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
a journey.
true.
But I think this is really, I think it's really, whatever we do, we have to do it with great respect for our soul, for our sacredness, understanding that we are an amazing creation. I mean, humans and animals and the planet is amazing. And we take it for granted. It's not for granted. We see it now. It's very fragile. So how do you work with something which is fragile? Tender.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
don't think I can do that all the time.
No,
I freak out once a day.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think, we often think that people who are, Zen masters and people who are really in tune with what they're doing, we think that they're like that 24/7, right? But they're so
No.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I think, oh my God, whew, really, or I wake up in the middle of the night and I think, oh, but then I know I have to go that way.
Yeah.
And then I think about it with joy, and I have some joy sprinkle. I think about something nice. I just think, you have children, you have a boy, right? A son.
Yeah.
I have my daughter, and I think about Eva, and I think, that is good enough. Just think that thought. Something
Absolutely,
which is
right?
somewhere something is nice, and then
Yeah.
just grab it and put it down, and then so on. But
Well, it's the gratitude, isn't it?
Yeah, and the gratitude, and it needs to be. It needs to be practiced every day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Practicing
So
gratitude
it is
really
nice.
is key, isn't it? Oh, Anne, this has just been such a wonderful thing to catch up with you again. It was great to chat before this. Thank you for joining us on Pure Health Hub. And I'm sure that we'll be able to, I hope you'll join us again soon.
Yes, I will join you. I love to join you. And I'm so happy we have to have more talks.
Yes.
We have to speak often.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Miss you a lot. Take care.
Miss you a lot. Big kiss. Bye, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.